So we're finishing up our discussion on correlation does not equal causation with looking at people who got killed in bed sheets versus people who skied. Okay, it's a weird relationship, but when we look at the data points, we can see that their curves are very similar. Okay, so when we look at that, they have similar curves. Now that does not mean that skiers have trouble sleeping. No, it just so happens that these two data sets have very similar relationships or very similar trends, if you will. It does not mean that one implies the other. And that's what I'm trying to get you to get through your brain, is that, you know what, correlation and causation are not the same thing. Two data sets being related does not mean that two data sets impact one another. Okay, let's look at one last one. One more. Oh, shoot. Last one. Oh, we've looked at this one. Never mind. Another one that you may have heard talked about is that murders tend to go up when ice cream sales go up. Ice cream does not cause people to kill one another. Okay, that's something that should make sense, right? People don't eat ice cream and then go on murderous rampages. No, but when the temperature rises, people eat more ice cream. There's a correlation between temperature and ice cream, and temperature rise causes ice cream rise. And actually there's a correlation between temperature and murder. And rise in temperature can cause murder because that's heated and summer, longer days, things like that. Okay? Those two, temperature versus murder and temperature versus ice cream, those two have some causation to them. However, just because ice cream and murder is correlated does not mean that one causes the other. So when we talk about this correlation stuff, be careful what you imply. You cannot imply certain things based on correlation. Okay? Correlation and causation, not the same thing. We're going to do a lot of different stuff with this, especially every chapter we go through, we're going to talk a little bit about this regression stuff, looking at that statistical analysis of data, comparing it to a particular line or a particular parabola or a particular whatever, looking at that relationship compared to curves that we know. We do this in every chapter, so make sure that we get this down with some of the lines, which is a little bit easier one. Okay? Awesome.